Okay, so we'll do this until I run out of juice. Okay, I've got like 12% battery life left. Okay, so remember the last video we were talking about air pollution, right?
Yeah.
And we were talking about chemicals that are produced. You actually call them acid anhydrides. Sounds big, sounds horrid, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know what an acid is? Anhydride just means it doesn't have any water. It's without water. So if I take carbon dioxide, which is an acid anhydride, from factories, and I mix it with water, I produce carbonic acid, and this is going to rain. That will kill trees. It will change the pH of the soil. Correct? Another popular one is sulfur dioxide. And that's going to be sulfurous acid. So these are going to literally destroy lakes, rivers, forests.
They're flipping.
Yeah, just they're dead, and it's like if you burn them. Same idea, you'll destroy them. We're talking about weather patterns. We're talking about, just let me finish one. I just got a thought. If you kill the trees, what happens to the soil?
It also damages the soil.
It damages the soil, but what's going to happen to the soil when it continues to rain?
Trees can grow.
Trees can't grow, but is the soil going to stay there? What's holding the soil in place? What's holding the soil in place? What happens if these trees that are dying are on hillsides? What's going to happen to the soil when roots from the trees are holding that soil in place? Now, there's nothing holding that soil in place. Now it rains. It rains. 50 centimeters of rain. What's going to happen? You hear about it in the news all the time. You have enormous erosion. You can have mudslides, where entire highways are destroyed. Entire homes are destroyed. Entire towns are destroyed. Enormous loss of human life. An entire mountain slides off the mountain. All that soil is gone.
Like this year for the flooding in Bangladesh, and a lot of in Chittagong, full like mountains fell.
You just look at what's happening right now in central and northern Vietnam. 1,000 miles away. You have enormous mudslides, you have these rivers, you have all kinds of things that are happening as a result of the rains. Now, a lot of those forests are okay, but what happens if forest land is mismanaged when they turn it into farmland? What happens if they can't grow crops? What happens to that?
It's a big loss for the people.
It's a big loss, and then the soil is gone. It's a big, big problem around the world. When people think of erosion, you think of something that's slow. Weathering. A mountain is weathered over long periods of time, but erosion can be quick, such as a mudslide. How are we doing on time? Okay, we're still going? Okay. So what else do we want to talk about this film? You're telling me.
We were talking about how it affects agriculture and forestry.
Yeah, agriculture. The trees are gone. The agriculture, if you don't plant crops, what happens to the soil if you get lots of rain? If that is anywhere near a hillside, you're going to lose all that soil. It takes years to get that soil back. How is soil formed?
So
You take basic sand. Now, how does sand become soil? Sand is weathered rocks. You have a mountain, you have rocks. Now that rock is weathered. Now we have sand. How do you go from sand to soil?
The sun, as the heat of the sun falls on the soil, they become.
There's no soil. How do you go from sand to soil? It takes generations and generations and generations of life, death, organisms, trees, things growing, things dying, things decomposing. You have decomposers. You have all sorts of animals in the ecosystem that keep that ecosystem going. And soil is formed. What happens in a tropical rainforest? Do you have good soil in a tropical rainforest?
Yeah.
No, you don't. You have very poor soil in a...
Acid rains are there mostly.
No.
Actually,
No.
50% of acid rain.
Why? No. Tropical rainforests, when something dies in a tropical rainforest, you would think that I know where you're going. You would think that a tropical rainforest has really good soil because you have an enormous cycle of life and death. Correct. However, when let's say an animal dies and falls out of the tree, that animal is literally taken right up into the trees. The decomposition of that animal into its basic nutrients is so quick, it goes right into the tree, that the nutrients are actually stored in the forest. It's stored in the plant growth in the forest. When something dies, the decay is so rapid and so quick, there are organisms in the forest floor that transfer the energy from that which died to that which is living incredibly fast. So there's no need for soil. Soil is where the nutrients are. You know that. You learn that from a very young age. You have a plant. You have roots. The roots are in the soil. The soil contains the nutrients. The soil contains the water. The water and nutrients go into the tree. Correct? You have sunlight. And then you make the food. You make the plant stuff. But a rainforest is different. A rainforest, the decay is so rapid and so quick that it's literally alive. The forest floor, something dies, it automatically, quickly gets the nutrients into that which is living. It's unbelievable. Now that soil is gone in basic agriculture, the soil that you grew up with, it takes years and years and years for that to develop. Long cycles of life and death. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Long cycles. So it's catastrophic. Enough? Interesting about the rainforest, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. It's amazing stuff, rainforests. We're off.